Hello everyone, welcome back to what I watched this month, November. Let's get into it. So I started this month off on the 1st of November watching Halloween 1 and 2 back to back. Gave the first Halloween 4 stars. Notice it's cracked a little bit, so it dropped down from a 4.5 stars, but it's a really damn good movie. And Halloween 2 dropped from a 4 to a 3. It's not that good, but it's like enjoyable and it's fun, but yeah, they were fun movies to watch back to back, and just decided to watch them on the 1st of November instead of the day of Halloween because I'm quirky. Then on the 2nd of November, I rewatched Halloween 2018 and didn't like it on the rewatch very much. I gave it 2.5 stars. I can't be fucked talking about it because I have a long list of problems with it, but there's also some things that I do like about it. So let's just move on. Then on the 2nd, I rewatched Trick or Treat. I gave it 4 stars because that is a based little movie. Alright, now for my first non-rewatch, I watched Deliverance on the 3rd of November. I gave it 4 stars. I found it to be an excellent action movie, but also an excellent suspense movie, an excellent just kind of rumination on mankind versus nature. Very, very disturbing and very just nasty to watch. The kind of thing you watch it and then you just go and have a shower afterwards. But it was really, really damn good, and I'm going to be seeking it out on Blu-ray if I can find it anywhere. Then on the 5th, I watched Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. I gave this one 4 stars. This is one of the best horror movies of the year. This was absolutely fucking hysterical. Every single one of these cast members was an absolute not cast members, the characters was an absolute cunt. But it's such a satirical movie, it's such a fun movie, it's such a vicious movie too, the way it's just brutalizing the people that it's in, like, you know, physically as well as just, you know, straight up saying, these people, anyone that's like this is a fucking dickwad. And I loved it. I thought it was absolutely fantastic, and the ending had me in stitches. It is so fucking funny. Then on the 6th, I watched Remember the Titans. I gave it 1 star because I had to do it for a school assessment, and let's move on. I don't want to talk about it. And that night, I watched The Craft. I gave it 3.5 stars, but I changed it to 3 stars later on because it falls apart in the 3rd act. I talked about it on my actual video last week. Well, not last week, like been under a week ago, about the top 10 movies with terrible 3rd acts. That one's on there. Really, really fun for the first 2 acts, but the last half an hour really goes downhill. So you can hear my more thoughts about it there. Then on the 7th, I watched Pearl. I gave this movie 5 stars. I don't want to talk too much about it now, but I was blown away. I'm going to be talking about it more in my 2022 ranked video, which I'm going to do at the end of the year, or like the start of the new year, whatever. Then on the 8th, I watched Schindler's List. I gave it 1 star because it's a 3.5 hour long movie about... Oh, for fuck's sake, I don't even want to talk about this bullshit. The 9th, I watched The Others. I gave it 4 stars, but I can almost guarantee that it's going to go up on a rewatch. This was an amazing movie. It gave me a different view on Nicole Kidman. I always thought she was a terrible actor, and I still think she is in most things, but I thought she was amazing in this. And it just straight up blew me away. This movie is amazing. It is scary. It just doesn't have any, you know, clear big budget effects or anything like that. It is just a creepy movie that is perfectly directed and so well lit, and I absolutely love The Others. On the 11th, I watched The Hunger Games. I gave it 2.5 stars. My brother wanted to watch it, so I just watched that one with him. It's fine. It's the definition of absolutely fine. Then on the 14th, I rewatched Suspiria 2018. I gave it 5 stars because that movie absolutely deserves it. It is one of the best horror movies of the 2010s, one of the best movies just of the 21st century, in my opinion, and I absolutely love it. Then on the 16th, I went way out of my comfort zone and watched Seven Samurai, directed by Akira Kurosawa. Akira Kurosawa. Fucking dumbass. I gave it 5 stars because it was amazing. It's 3.5 hours, black and white, 4:3 in another language. But I'm not kidding when I say that it flew by so quickly and it just astounded me. This movie was amazing. I can't get enough of it. I can't stop thinking about it. It's just, oh my god, it's so good. It's so fucking good. Then on the 18th, I rewatched Orphan First Kill, because it is elite. I gave it 4 stars this time. It is fantastic. I love that movie. On the 19th, I watched Mad Max. I gave it 3 stars. It's a solid action movie, you know what I mean? Like, it's good. Pretty surreal to see filming take place like 40 minutes from where I live, especially a big movie with Mel Gibson. I mean, dirt cheap, but obviously it was massively successful. But that was pretty surreal, and it was pretty fun. Then on the 20th, I watched The Faculty. I gave it 3 stars. This was a perfectly fine, fun little movie. It's not amazing or anything like that, but it's kind of just... It's a fun one that I think I could rewatch and not get tired of. I find it very, very 90s. Unlike The Craft, it's a little bit annoying how 90s it is, but overall it was fun, and they had a cool monster as well, so yeah. On the 21st, I watched Fallen Angels, directed by Wong Kar-wai. I gave it 3.5 stars. I absolutely loved it and found it really thrilling, really funny, and so weird and unpredictable, and it was really good. But I wasn't a fan of the choppy frame rate and just the wide-angle lens. Like, it kind of... I understand it's the intended effect, but it made me feel kind of sick after watching it for a bit. But overall, I think it will go up on rewatch. But yeah, it's a good movie. It's a damn good movie. On the 22nd, I watched The King of Comedy. I gave it 4 stars. Robert De Niro is absolutely amazing in this. Martin Scorsese's just overall direction, the way he takes things of what's going on inside De Niro's head, or Rupert Pupkin's head, and, like, you know, merges it with reality. I think it's really clever. I think I was slightly underwhelmed because I was expecting, because I've heard people say literal Joker ripoff, I was expecting a bit more of like a climax. But what we got is starting to sit with me a lot better now. And the more I think about it, the more I'm like, ooh, yeah, that was really good. On the 23rd, I watched High Tension, a fantastic little French film with a really, really shitty final act, which I also talked about. I gave it 3 stars. I talked about it in the other video. Hear my thoughts about it there. On the 24th, I rewatched Child's Play and gave it 4 stars. I love the little Chuck. He's so good. Also on the 24th, I watched Ocean's 12. I gave it 2.5 stars, but it simultaneously was like the greatest movie of all time. It's fucking wacky and weird and makes barely any sense, but it was entertaining, and it was 2 hours of shit, but enjoyable shit, and I kind of loved it. On the 25th, I watched Goodfellas. We drove about an hour and a half up into Melbourne to see it, and on the big screen, and holy shit, it's easy 5 stars. Easy one of the best movies ever made. It's one of those ones that I can just watch over and over and over and over again. I've seen it probably pushing 10 times now, and I just haven't gotten tired of it. On the 26th, I rewatched Child's Play 2. Gave it 4 stars. I'm still kind of undecided on which one I like better, 1 or 2. But I think I have to say 2 just for the character of Kyle. Yeah, it's great though. It's so much fun. On the 27th, I watched Nope. I gave it 1.5 stars. This is one movie that's going to be really pissing me off until the day I die, because I love its ideas. It's got some really good concepts. It has one scene which, in my opinion, might be the scariest scene I've seen in a horror film from 2022, and just one of the scariest and one of the best scenes. It's got a really cool creature design, but it is such a mess. There is so much going on. It feels like Jordan Peele was like, I've got so many ideas, and just crammed it into one script. For some people, the majority, well, not the majority, but a good portion of people, it really, really works. And then there's a group of people like myself who are like, what the fuck? Did we even watch the same movie? That was just a mess. On the 28th, I watched Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I gave it 4 stars because it's fantastic. On the 29th, I watched Collateral. I gave it 3.5 stars at first, but I then changed it to 4 stars because it's one of those ones where the majority of the film, you're watching it and you're thinking, it's pretty good. And then, like, the ending happens and you're like, oh, that's actually really good. And then I couldn't stop thinking about it for the rest of the night. And I was like, God, jeez, that's really fucking good movie. And I'm going to say that this is probably going to go up on rewatch as well. It actually is, not only is it a fantastic action movie with a killer Tom Cruise performance, and I can't believe I just said that, because he does such a good job at playing the real fucking evil bad guy in this one. But it's also a very hard-hitting movie, like just about, people trying to get by and the amount of people that are on this earth and how very few of them actually can feel satisfied with their lives and how people just have to do anything to scrape by. And I found it to be a very touching movie as well, which sounds really cheesy, but it was amazing. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. And finally, on the 29th, I also watched The Descent. I gave it 3 stars because I'm kind of mixed. There's like one part of me that's saying, yeah, that's what happens when you jump down giant fucking holes, you dumbasses. But there's another part of me that's saying this is one of the most tense and terrifying movies I've ever seen. So I think I can enjoy it for what it is, as long as I don't look past everything too much. Like, the more I'm thinking about it, I'm like, that was stupid, and one of the characters does something, like takes them places, and I'm like, why the fuck? That is the dumbest shit ever. Like, no way. Like, I can't suspend my disbelief for that. But it is so well directed, and it's like just so well shot. It's got really good parts, and I overall enjoyed The Descent. It's not amazing, but I think, like, as far as sheer terror goes, and some of the best use of jump scares, like, this has some of the best use of jump scares I've ever seen in a movie, because like normally movies, you might have one jump scare, then the others will fall flat. There's about 5 different jump scares, and each one of them fucking got me. So yeah, it's a scary movie. The characters kind of blah, and kind of some of the decisions they make, whatever. But okay, The Descent is a movie that is made to scare the audience, and it succeeds. End of story. So that is what I watched this month in November. Let me know what you think of some of these ones. I'm actually really, really curious. If you've seen Nope, let me know what you think of it, because I'm so curious. I've had a friend that absolutely adored it. And now there's people telling me that I share a similar personality to Logan Paul because he also didn't like it. But yeah, let me know what you think of it. Let me know what you think of these other movies as well. Anyway, I'll see you next week. Bye.